Hi, how are you? Good, thank you. How are you? Good, thank you. Thank you for asking. That's fine. I was just watching something on YouTube. The title is they're doing this, trying to normalise, paedophilia, or child rape, child sexual abuse. I've just come across a whole heap of this crap in spiritual warfare, and now it's the UN. Somebody at the UN has tried to pass a bill to the United Nations, trying to make it legal for horrible people to sexually take advantage of children, and it's absolutely disgusting. So some of what I came up, what I was surrounded with during the spiritual warfare and stuff was, and other dimensions were child-sized people who had been genetically modified to be child-sized, but then they could grow tall again as well. So I was just like, and they were actually by age, they were older than 18 years old, but they could also appear very small, right? Yeah. So I was just like, only when you're adult size, right? Another thing to be aware of, and this is something that did they like me for it? No, not really. On children's room. Well, children, adults did, yeah. Another thing to be aware of is with because paedophile rings, people who slave children to be raped and sexually abused, make a lot of money, so that they do have access monetarily through to advanced technology that's available on what's called the dark web, which has all kinds of illegal, horrible things, sort of things, you can imagine alien races 50 years ago saying humans should not have this technology. Like, well, some of that they still shouldn't have, So they do things, what used to be called, what often used to be seen in the past as magician stuff. One minute somebody's there, the next minute they're gone. Well, it's technology they used to teleportation device. If you watch old Star Trek, of beaming up Scotty device, and they do that also sometimes with children. So that there's an innocent child not wanting to be abused, just wanting to be loved and cared for and nurtured, and there 1 minute, and then they use a teleportation device, swap it for an older person, and they say they've shape changed and they're actually an adult. And don't you think it'd be wonderful to just traumatize a poor child possibly forever? No. The thing about I think most psychiatrists, psychologists don't believe the Freudians because they believe that paedophilia is a good thing to do to children. They're not nice people, right? But everyone else who's actually, what Freud said, it didn't exist, that child sexual abuse didn't exist. The reason he said that was because he believed all children wanted it. That's as bad as saying everyone that gets raped wanted it. It's just not true. So let's see. Psychologists and psychiatrists, most of them, agree that the reason we have an age of consent for children and teenagers, which is usually about 18 years old, 18 Earth years old, so Earth years old, is because it's for their soul maturity, spiritual maturity, emotional maturity, mental maturity, psychological maturity, and physical maturity. It's just not good for them before they're ready for it. It's the same with anyone. Even in adults, we all know, if you don't feel ready for it, if you don't feel at a healthy place within yourself, physically, emotionally, psychologically, soul, spirit too, if you don't feel enough in love with and respect both ways, and trust both ways, then you just don't feel like it really. I mean, unless you're going for lust, but if you're actually going for something that's healthy for you, which is what sex can be, and should be, it should be holy and sacred and wonderful and stuff. So it's got to be the right time for both people involved, or sometimes two people. As long as they're loving each other equally and stuff, right? So I really don't think they should change the laws to allow children to be raped. I think they need to be over 18 years old. And as with adults, teenagers, elderly, children too, need to have informed free will choice as to if and when they have sex with someone. So if you get to vote on this matter, please remember if it happened to you when you were a child, and how horrible it was, and don't try to make that happen for someone else. Please don't let that